See? In the same manner, when our mind is not under control, and with that uncontrolled mind, we sit for meditation. And then our problems are, normally, Swamiji, my mind is perfectly all right. Whenever I sit for meditation, so many dirty thoughts come. What is the reason? Meditation is the cause for dirty thoughts. I thought as well. Because otherwise I am very good. Meditation creates dirty thoughts. Therefore, all the Mahatmas, they have got only dirty thoughts in their mind, nothing else. See, friends. Therefore, this Yama Niyam Asana Pranayam Pratyahar Dharana Dhyan Samadhi is a sequence. Not suddenly. We see somewhere, I was in Australia last year or so, when there was this Olympic Games, or Commonwealth Games rather, and everywhere India was projected because next 2012 it is in India. Incredible India, big posters. And what is Incredible India? Standing on one leg on the mountain top, Incredible India. People in India stand on one leg on the mountain top. Incredible. See? Because India means yoga, and yoga means acrobatics, and acrobatics means public performance. See, that is not yoga. Therefore, unless our life is properly disciplined, here in the 12th chapter itself, Bhagavan says, Yasman no dvijate lokaha, lokan no dvijate chayaha. He who is not a problem for others, and he who doesn't take anybody as a problem, his mind alone is at peace. With that peaceful mind alone, we take to meditation. Therefore, when our inner instrument, the mind, is taken care of, slowly, meditation will start happening to you. Don't struggle for meditation. Any day when you are sitting for meditation, if you are struggling, you are going the wrong way. See, it is as effortless as for a fish to swim in the water. It is as effortless. Therefore, when we are sitting for meditation, all these, our 23.5 hours a day, how we have lived, counts when we sit for half an hour a day for meditation. And then remain that half an hour that we sit for meditation also becomes a quality sitting for 10 seconds. If we have lived properly, regularly, and without much efforts. Let the things happen slowly, it will happen. There is no hurry. Patience is one of the most important factors on the spiritual path. To develop this patience and other qualities, the pranayama is indicated. So when we are thus prepared ourselves, now we enter the next important practice, which is called as pranayama. Now you all being taught by our Ramdev Maharaj, you must be doing pranayama every day at home. So let us understand the basics. And with this understanding, when will you do, then it will be more effective and more easy for you to glide in meditation. Because what is meditation? Meditation is living through the body and no more living as the body. That is living in meditation. So when we live through the body, our performance will be different. And when we live as the body, our performance is different. See? Therefore, like some Dr. Desai or somebody, he left his body like our Vinoba Bhave. He said, enough of it. So I am no more going to eat food and all that. This was done in the earlier days by Parikshit. When he sat for listening to the Bhagavad Katha, he was also in that Payo Pravesh Vratam, and he did not have water, food, anything, only listening to the divine discourse. Who can do that? He who has clearly recognized that the embodied is different from the body. Like we take out our clothes and throw away. In the same manner, meditation is living through the body and no more living as the body. With this understanding of meditation, now let us understand pranayama, what it is. We all eat the whole day, and part of the food that we eat is utilized for building the tissues of the body. Part of it is used for giving the energy or the power to the body released from the metabolic breakdown of the food that we consume. And third, part of it, a big chunk of it, is thrown out of the body as unwanted byproduct of metabolism. So these unwanted byproducts of metabolism which are to be thrown out of body, they fall under three categories: the solids, liquids and the gases. Solids and liquids go through the fecal material and the urination, but the toxic gases they keep on accumulating in our system because we do not put any special effort to remove them. And when these toxins in the form of the gases keep on accumulating in the body, where will they accumulate? All of them are circulating in the blood system. So wherever they get gap between the two bones, there these gases come and accumulate in the form of very small, minute bubblets, if we can call them. Small bubbles. And in this manner, all these gases start accumulating all these joints. Therefore, when we break our joint, nothing is broken. Now, what is the sound coming? And when you break your joint, you feel relieved, is it not? Now, what exactly has happened? The gases which were accumulated over here, they get released. But they are again maintained in the blood system. And when these gases keep on accumulating in these joints, then they start affecting the heads of the bones in that joint. They also start affecting the cartilages. They also start affecting the synovial fluids. As a result, as the age grows, there is arthritis problem. There is a problem of pain in the joints. Therefore, pain here, pain there, pain everywhere. It is because of these toxins in the form of the gases which we have not taken care of. Therefore, pranayama is aimed at, number one, it is called technically by Yajnavalkya ji as the Nadi Shodhanam, inner cleansing. In this inner cleansing through pranayama, all the toxins are thrown out of the body and you feel fresh. Second thing, the toxins in the body or in the blood, they act as a stimulus for the mind to get irritated. It is something like, if you are not accustomed to Andhra food, Andhra food? Andhra food is so spicy that the moment you look at the achar, you start getting, bleeding inside your stomach. It is so strong. So when you are not accustomed to the Andhra kind of achar and food, and if you eat that, there is so much of, kind of a reaction in your mucosa. In the same manner, these toxins create reaction in your mind, and then that mind remains all the time disturbed. See? So when through pranayama these toxins are removed, we start remaining effortlessly cool. anger will not be a part of our life. We remain undisturbed effortlessly. Now, the third important principle. The frequency of thoughts per minute is 15. The idea is we reduce the frequency from 15 to as minimum as possible, because the longevity is inversely proportionate to the frequency of breathing. If you take the cats and rats and dogs, their frequency of breathing is very high. They hardly have a life longer than 10-15 years. If you take on the contrary, the tortoise breathes once in 4 minutes. And therefore, the life of a tortoise could be as long as 700-800 years. Therefore, according to Yoga Shastra, every body is designed to breathe a particular number of times of breathing. After that particular number is complete, the body has to collapse, whatever you may do. Therefore, when we reduce the breathing frequency, increase the depth in the breathing, then all the corners of the lungs are squeezed out, and as a result, all the impurities of the blood are thrown out of our system and replaced by the pure oxygen. And when we do this for a sufficiently longer period, maybe 100 times or so, slowly all impurities goes out on a daily basis. It is not once in a fortnight. Like we have to go to toilet twice a day. In the same manner, we have to do this pranayam twice a day. And both the times it is empty stomach. Can we say, no, kal to gaya tha, main toilet aaj nahi jaunga, kal parsu jaunga? Aha. When you have got a simple pressure inside your bladder, can you sit here quietly? When somebody suddenly gets away, we feel, why this fellow has gone suddenly? It is not suddenly. He has been holding on to the pressure. When the tighter is reached, he runs away. He can't stand anymore. In the same manner, this pressure of the toxins in the mind, it builds up to such an extent that we cannot keep cool. So let us understand this pranayam as a technique by which the mind is less agitated, the system becomes purified, and then the direct impact on the mind is at peace. Thereafter, this peaceful mind is engaged in the ultimate about our identity. Only chitta vritti nirodha yoga is not acceptable for us. Only chitta vritti nirodha can happen any time. That is not the way. We have to abide in the divine self that we are. And for that, inquiry is necessary. Problem is not of the thoughts. Problem is that of the wrong thinking. Wrong thinking has to be corrected by the right thinking. Wrong thinking cannot be corrected by not thinking. It is not possible. With this much of introduction, now we will try to learn this art of pranayam. I will be telling you whatever I do, and it has helped me. May God bless you to help you also. See, now those who want to come and do it and want to sit down on the ground yourself, ground. It is not necessary to sit down. You can sit in the chair also. I have no problem. See, when I'll breathe, first of all, I'll breathe out by squeezing the stomach, actually the diaphragm, inside upward. That will create a pressure on my lungs and all the air will be thrown out. Thereafter, I'll start breathing very slowly with minimum speed, extremely slow, and fill in my stomach. Stomach means not the stomach but the lower lobes but for our understanding we call it stomach. We will fill in the stomach, then the stomach will be bulged. After that is filled in, then we will fill in the chest, the upper lobes of the lungs, up to the trachea. And when we are thus filled in fully, then we don't do kumbhak, no holding of the breath. Then we slowly start breathing out. Again, very controlled breathing out, not fast. And first we breathe out from the chest and then from the stomach, again by squeezing the stomach inside upwards. When we do this in a slow pace, we can reduce from 15 times per minute breathing rate up to 2 or 1 or 1.5 per minute. It is possible by practice. So I just show you. To show you, I just do my hand like this, but we don't have to do it. Now when you are watching, don't do it, simply watch. This was one pranayama. With this speed, if you do, you may do 1.2 or 1 breathing per minute. And in this manner, when we slowly and in a deep manner do, all the toxins from the system are completely removed. And we do it maybe for about 100 times. And when we start doing it, whatever are the problems and instruction, I'll give you after some time. So now we start, sit properly like we told you yesterday. Let the weight of your body land on the pin bones. Today the legs should not sleep. Close your eyes. Your hands are in your lap. Your beloved Lord and Guru Maharaj in your heart. The Lord protects us and the Guru guides us from within. We are Mr. Nobody. Thereby the total past is discarded. All that you have done in the past, just drop it. No planning what we will do after meditation. Now in the present, we remain wholeheartedly, not half-heartedly. One of the most beautiful things about pranayama is we always breathe in the present. We cannot breathe in the past, nor can we breathe in the future. Association with the breathing keeps us naturally, without special efforts, in the present, provided we are aware of every single breathing. Now start slowly The sequence I tell you again. First breathe out, then breathe in the stomach, fill it, then the chest, no kumbhak, then breathe out from the chest and then from the stomach by squeezing inside upwards. Now please start. Remember your Lord and begin. Please continue. I'll give you some observations and instructions. First observations. We may not be able to establish a proper rhythm. First filling the lower lobes of the lungs and then the upper lobes, and while breathing out the reverse way. But by practice it is achieved. Second thing, the time required for breathing in and out may not be equal. We have to establish an equal time for both breathing in and out. Third thing, many times we want to breathe out but the stomach bulges. This is only because we have never tried it earlier. It cannot happen with proper practice. And one of the most important observation is, if you are breathing deep and slow, you cannot hurry up the process. And when you can conquer this hurry up tendency in the mind, you develop patience. Therefore, pranayama gives the most valuable gift, patience. Those who don't have patience, they become patients ultimately. Now some instructions. To help ourselves, when you start your pranayama, start counting down. To begin with, start from 10. So when the first pranayama you breathe out, count as 10. Then again breathe in and breathe out slowly and deeply. Then count 9. Then the third time count 8. In this manner, when you start counting down, you have to remain alert. And after you have completed 1, then start counting from 20, 19, 18. With each deep breathing in and out, when you reach 1, then start counting from 30 downwards. And last, start counting from 40 downwards. This will give you a total of 100 pranayams. It may take earlier, lesser time, half an hour, because our speed will be faster. But as you become more and more expert, it may take an hour or so. So for 1 hour, we have patience. As the patience grows, mind becomes cool. The old habits of reactions die away. Anger becomes lesser and lesser. And you start appreciating our presence as something other than the body and the breathing. So now start again with these instructions. Start from 10, go up to 1. Equal time taken for breathing in and out. Now breathe normally. Some observations. Now our body is firm at the base. vertically it is steady and it is completely relaxed, because the weight of the body on the pin bones has increased. The breathing is extremely slow and shallow.